system for the corporations too, but not freshmen. Is junior and senior, I think. I don't remember if there is anyone in the middle, but system for the okay, just a second. All right. Um, so yes, we were talking about how some people may feel when they get to the 30s. Right, when you are getting to the 30s, you are so far away from that because you are just 21, which is so nice. So you don't feel that pressure yet because some people think, oh my God, I'm 30, I should have a stable job. I should have a family, or I should have a house of my own, and so on. But this pressure comes from our past generation, our parents, because they didn't uh, they didn't have to study as we do. So many of our parents, they were married much younger than we are, and so on and so on. But I would like to ask Beatrice, how do you feel now with 21 years old?
I feel like it's always a discovery. I think this way. I think a lot of people with 21 had already a job or saving money for a house or a car, and I can't save money for buy a gloves, you know. I think I'm the worst in this, but I think it's this time to learn more about myself and the world and what I'm wanna do or what I have to be or what I want to be. So I have had this crisis into 20s too, but it's different. It's more about who you are and who you wanna be at your 30s. And the 30s is more about you have to be you you have to have the thing. So
That's nice. Would you like to have a family in the future?
yeah, sure.
Mhm. Would you like to?
Actually, I'm thinking about have buy one calopsita. This hyper focus right now because I live by myself and doing my undergraduation. So I think calopsita is amazing. I have already two dogs and one India pig. I think that's the term.
In your house, in your apartment, or in your
No,
parents,
not in my apartment, but in my house in
your
with my
parents' house?
family. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
But in my apartment, I don't have nothing, so I think a calopsita would go. I'm thinking a lot about this, but I think I don't think I have certeza de que my mom would kill me if I buy a calopsita.
Okay. First, it's a good thing to learn
Yeah,
how to say calopsita in English because your kid
yeah.
doesn't know. Let me search here. Uh, Not just how to say, how to write, and how to say. I have to give a Google. Oh my God, it's a
Fuck.
cocktail tile. Okay, so let me write down on the Cambridge English Dictionary just to confirm and make sure I'm saying it right. Mm, mhm. Just a second. Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Cockatiel, cockatiel, cockatiel,
cockatiel,
cockatiel,
cockatiel,
cockatiel,
cockatiel. All right. Cockatiel is the name of calopsita in English. Great. But I have a special tip for you, Beatriz. Me and my husband, Hudson, we bought a cocktail and the green one, which is the uh how do you say in Portuguese? The green bird? Forgot. É... Como é, gente? Os pássaros verdinho pequeno que a gente pode ver.
Periquito?
Periquito? Não, é outro. É periquito, não. Okay, I forgot. Um, so we have these two here in our houses. Do you live in an apartment?
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing you should be careful is they can be noisy.
Yeah.
Yes. They can like sing too much, especially in the morning and by around midday, around noon, in almost in the afternoon. So if you don't have a special place to put them, it's going to be a little disturbing sometimes because they
Okay.
can sing too much. They can wake you up singing. And if you live in an apartment, for example, we have to put them in the bathroom at night and close the door so they can sleep. Because if they see some lights, they will sing and they will. Um,
Oh my God. So sweet. But I think it's to be just like this. If I have my cocktail, I'm gonna put in the bathroom.
okay.
But I think I already have one like this because I have a friend in college that he sings the day and night all the time. We live in the same how to say prédio in English?
Evening.
Is in the same building. And then I listen he sing all day and all night, just like a cocktail or your bird. So I'm already customary with this.
Okay, that's all right. You are used. Good. Hello, Luis. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Hello, sorry, I'm eating. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
take your time.
but I'm listening.
Don't
Hello,
rush.
everyone.
Hello, Maria Clea.
hello,
How are you feeling today, girl?
I'm good, and you?
Doing fine. I'm okay too. Are you at the university?
Yeah, today.
Oh, nice. So, as you finish your scholarship, but
Yeah,
you need to sometimes go to the university. Can you explain to me?
um, today my professor invited me for help with students.
Okay, to help a
Yeah,
student
I
is
study math.
is an undergrad student or a master student, doctor?
Undergrad.
Undergrad. That's nice. One special word I would like to start today is these words: undergrad,
Grad.
which is the undergraduate student, it's just an abbreviation, and graduate student. But every time we say graduate student, it can confuse us because in Portuguese we say estudantes de graduação, Mas graduate student é os de pós, tá? Pós-graduation. Undergrad aqui é o de graduação em geral. Okay, so you are in Serra doing your researches and so on. Do you have any because I know you are pretending, not pretending, you are intending to be in the postdoctor scholarship. Yes. And how is this process?
I'm waiting for a decision of the scholarship. Yesterday, I have an email informing about my databases for production of the articles. I need to actualize this platform.
Okay. You need to do some integrations on your.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, that's nice. Luis, can you talk or still eating? You're still eating, right? Okay.
Okay, now I can talk.
Okay. I want to know how was your São João em Arco Verde?
So my São João was good.
Was okay?
It was very fast because I just came in Sunday and come back in Monday. But
Mhm.
I could enjoy. So it was good.
That's nice. Okay, very good. Beatriz, you don't have São João parties in the city that you live, right? In Maceió? No, yes, you have. How was
I
Maceió?
have.
How
Was
was
really cool actually. I was in Luan Santana concert, but had this São João. It's not like oh my God, Campina Grande, Petrolina, but it's really really cool.
it's nice, yes. I confused your city with the Ana Laura's city. She was from Santa Maria. Nice guy, very nice. I don't know if you noticed, I was doing something here on my Zoom. Let me show you. Look at my eyebrow.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was trying to get some up like makeup here, just trying
You
to.
don't need teacher. You look really nice.
Thank you. All right. Good guys. As you know, as you remember, Maria and Luis, we were talking about being at the 30s, right? In next class. And today we are going to have a conversation class as well because I feel like this level for you is so much better to have this kind of just conversation. Sometimes I bring some topics here, but sometimes I do some conversations as well. And aligned with the topic of being 30, I would like to show some video with this topic yet, so we can watch a little and then we can talk about it. So, okay. The title of the video is The Millennial Midlife Crisis. First, it's very important to know what kind of crisis we are talking about. Last class, I mentioned the quarter life crisis, which is the crisis we have when we are getting 20s or even 30s. And the midlife crisis is the crisis that sometimes other people they pass through. It's like 40s or 50s or even 60s. And this crisis is related to, oh my God, is that all of my life? Just have my family or just working, or is just this? It's a little bit about this. But there is a specific thing happening that people are saying that the millennial are having this midlife crisis. And if you don't know, millennial are us, like from I think the 80s, even the 70s, maybe the 80s to 2000s this year around. I don't think it should be called midlife crisis because for me, midlife is just when you are very established. But if you think about, there are some millennials that are already older. They are already in their 40s. They are already have kids and etc. But let's hear.
Thank you for joining. Okay, so here we go. So much going on. So much going on. Before we start, you look beautiful too. Let me first, thank you. I got to give a shout out to the AKAs in the house. We just celebrated our Founders Day. So here's the deal. When I first started out in the business, I was always the youngest reporter in the room. I was at MSNBC, I was the youngest, different Chicago youngest. And then at some point I became the oldest in the room. And so most of my producers are like under the age of 40. So they came to me and they said, Tamron, have you heard of the midlife crisis that millennials are going through? You know, midlife crisis traditionally is somebody in the middle of your journey and you decide, the stereotype was you're going to buy a fancy car, you might get a new younger spouse. You know, you're trying to find these ways to fulfill yourself. The dictionary defines a midlife crisis as a period of emotional turmoil in the middle age caused by the realization that one is no longer young and categorized especially by the strong desire for change. So I guess I'm past midlife because I'm now 54. Now, I told the team, I always associated that time in your 40s and now the 50s, but millennials who are now 29 to 44 years old, right? This is the age group. They say that they're going through it right now. That's incredible. And they're taking to social media. Think about this again. People from 29 to 44. They say they're at their breaking point. Take a look.
I'm 34 and I think I'm having a midlife crisis.
Is it just me or does it seem like everybody is going through some I'm almost 40, so we're having midlife crisis.
I'm 36 years old and I feel as if I've lost my way. Now this may be a midlife crisis, but I would like to think that I'm a little bit further away from the halfway point of my life.
I work at a place I kind of hate, in a career that I kind of hate. I don't make enough to buy a house. I don't think I'll ever make enough to buy a house.
I have 3 jobs, and I'm still struggling. I feel like I'm drowning, and I don't know what to do.
Nothing is right in our life, okay? Our jobs ain't right, relationships ain't right.
I had all these benchmarks about what being 30 was supposed to be, and I'm really nervous that I'm gonna hit very few of them.
We have social media, and social media is a lens into random strangers' lives, and they have the ability to curate their lives and make it look perfect, and we tend to compare ourselves. That has a huge impact on just the feeling of crisis and feeling overwhelmed and feeling like you're not doing enough.
Always thought by this age I'd be married with kids and a house. Even though I am okay with it, it still came to a point where I was like, is this it?
It's a big conversation making headlines. Reshma Saujani is a best-selling author, philanthropist, and businesswoman who's working to change the conversation around midlife. Time magazine put her popular podcast, My So-Called Midlife, on its top 10 list of 2024. Also joining the conversation, New York Times opinion writer Jessica Gross, whose article on the millennial midlife crisis went viral, got us talking. Please welcome them both to the show. Thank you so much.
Okay, before I get going with this video, there are just one specific expression I heard and I would like to bring here. Is the one guy said, I feel like I'm drowning. Can somebody explain that to me? What do you think it is?
It's like se afogando.
Yes. Então temos uma nova palavra para hoje. Drowning. Drowning is, I'm not sure if the spelling is all right. I will check it later. Yes, I feel like I'm drowning. So this is one expression. Eu estou meio que me afogando, mas com suas próprias emoções and so on. Okay, so this girl, she wrote for the New York Times this article about the midlife crisis in the generation we are talking about, the millennials. So let's see.
You know, I have to be honest, I came out in the audience and, we're kind of laughing about and we're thinking of images. But then, Reshma, seeing the videos of people, especially at the end, is that's all there is.
Right.
Right. This is life.
Right.
You're now 49. When you were 42, you said midlife hit you like a ton of bricks.
Ton of bricks.
What was it?
Well, look, I think you have things that happen. So for me, my soul dog died. There was no third baby. I felt like I was stuck in my job. I felt like every time I looked in the mirror, there was another wrinkle, another imperfection. And I kept thinking again, like, is this it? Because every day was like Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
Every day. And every woman I know was feeling the exact same way.
Like life was on a loop. I mean,
like life was on a loop.
For your background, for people who don't know, hugely successful businesswoman. You're a mom of two, a wife. On the surface, people would say, look at this beautiful family. What do you mean is that all there is? This is what it's supposed to be.
It should feel
That's what it's supposed to feel like.
Everything. But the thing is, I think when you build a successful life, when you're constantly going and going and going, and you wake up one day and the chase and the hustle doesn't feel as exciting anymore. When I walk down the street with my 21-year-old niece, I might as well be a tree. I am invisible.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of women, when you wake up in your 40s, everything changes.
I thought that was very vulnerable for you to say, your 21-year-old niece, youth, beauty, all of this, and you felt walking down the street with her in your 40s, you were invisible.
I was invisible. It wasn't the same. And listen, the other thing, Tamron, culture was telling me I was invisible. Culture was telling me, get a filler. Get some Botox.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dye your hair.
Yeah.
Change your body.
Yeah.
You are not sexy. You are not appealing.
Yeah.
You are not desirable.
Yeah.
And it's not just in the way that I look. And here's the thing that's crazy about it, right? It's like when the exact same thing happens to men, to my husband, to George Clooney. He's hot and I'm not.
Right.
He's got the same punch, the same
There's
wrinkles.
zaddies.
There's zaddies. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I realized, I'm being conned.
Oh.
I'm being tricked.
Wait, hold on to that, because that's a big point. Because Jessica, you really dug into this. You investigated what middle age looks like now. I love this. You asked the question to some folks in that range of age: what term do you like better, more than middle age? Some of the responses: the early halfway, late young adult, peak survival mode. What did those answers say about where people in that range are right now mentally?
I did this reporting just as we were coming out of the worst parts of the pandemic. So I think people really felt like they were losing their minds. So the people who did have children often had little kids. People are having kids later than kind of ever before. So many of them had childcare to deal with, but they were also caring for aging parents at the same time. So they're pulled in a million directions. They have work. Their job security was not where they wanted it to be. They were maybe still paying off student loans 15, 20 years after they graduated.
But are those things unique? I mean, listen,
there's too much going on here, and then I wrote a lot of things already. I will play it again later. Okay, one of the things said here was, especially this late woman, that people are having kids, but they are also worried about their aging parents. Vou escrever aqui, tá? Aging parents, ou seja, pais que estão também parents, que estão também envelhecendo. We are not in this boat yet because we don't have kids. But I'm sure that you guys are already thinking about this. For example, me. Sometimes I would like to go to live abroad again and to study, to have scholarships, stuff like young people do, and I can do that. But sometimes I also worry about leaving my family behind because they are aging, they are getting old, and it's one special thing that we are going through here. And I would like to ask you guys, is it the same for you, Luis? Are you worried about your relatives or your parents getting older and you might not feel close?
Yeah, I was thinking about these days because my mom, eu falo get disease pra dizer que ela adoeceu, não, né? Outra coisa.
Okay, got sick.
Got sick. My mom got sick, and I was thinking about. So I want to go to João Pessoa and live there. And now my sister live with my mother, but I think she don't want to continue living with my mother for a long time. I don't know. She already considered to go out of our city, Custódia. So I don't know, and when she let me just research. How can I say this? When her pressure drops, I think it was in the Wednesday.
About the high blood pressure, the blood pressure?
High blood.
Okay.
Yeah. Her pressure drops, and it happens in the not midnight, but na madrugada.
Okay.
In the Como? Posso dizer midnight? So in the middle of the night, I think I can say it. So my sister was with her. So it was very good. It was very necessary. So I don't know. I was thinking about this. How can it be?
Yeah, how can
when
we
I go out?
our our responsibility of being the children of our parents, and still
Yes.
want to realize our goals, to achieve everything we want. It is something hard. There is not a specific answer for everything. But one thing is that before I give my opinion, let me ask Maria. Maria, how do you feel about this?
I think like you, sometimes I wanted to learn several languages, travel abroad.
Settling. Can you just talk a little close to your microphone because ER is a little
Okay.
okay, better.
Sometimes I want to learn several languages, travel abroad, and to be a doctor, have a postdoc position, and sometimes I want to live in my farm, caring about my chickens, plants. That's okay.
Yes, yes. We are not just one thing. We can be everything like in our heads, and it's okay. Beatriz, you are just 21 now. I don't think you think about this. Do you think about your parents getting older?
Actually, no, because I think it's so far away from me. But eventually they're going to age, so it's a thing to think. But
Mhm.
right now, until this video and until this conversation, I didn't.
Okay. Now we are in Jesus Christ. Only you should have. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Don't worry, it's going to be fine. So what I was going to say is that our parents, they raised us, um, but we are not like we should not be so attached to the fact that we should care about them as long as they are not sick already. Because we have a life too. We should care about ourselves too. We should care about our goals. Of course, it's something very delicate to say and to think. But if you have like brothers or sisters who are close to them, make sure you are getting your way too. Don't forget about yourself because one day you realize that you are getting old, you will be old, and maybe you will not have children. And so your dreams are kind of far and you didn't achieve because you were afraid. Of course, we have to have this balance, but don't think too much. Of course, before you go to somewhere, have a talk with them. Say, I would like to go because I'm not feeling well here. I know that is not going to be easy. I can support you financially if you need, in if I can. But this is something like that I would like to go and I should really go. Because if it was not like this, if I, for example, should always think about the way my parents think, I wouldn't have left Salobro in the first place. I wouldn't be graduated in the first place because my mom wouldn't like me to leave the city. We have these parents, their generation, they are like, oh, don't go, be here, work here, study here. But it's not like that, and we should be aware of our own purpose, of our own goals. Don't be sad if you are doing something that you feel you like to do it, because one thing that is very true about us is this. the things, the most probable regrets we will have is the things we didn't make. It's the things we didn't go, the things we didn't accomplish. I'm pretty sure that it's not the regrets. It's not because, oh, I went to live somewhere else, but I regret here, and I should like to go back. So you can do that because you are alive. But one thing you cannot do is to change your past. And I'm sure that all your regrets will be about the things you should have done, but you didn't because of many things. And it's very important if you have someone to talk, just talk, a friend, a family, and a therapist, a psychologist. You can talk about this and it's going to help you a lot. Okay. Does anyone else would like to talk a little about this? Can I play the video again? Okay, so let me place. Okay, let me see where we were.
I'm being conned.
Oh.
I'm being tricked.
Wait, hold on to that, because that's a big point. Because Jessica, you really dug into this. You investigated what middle age looks like now. I love this. You asked the question to some folks in that range of age: what term do you like better, more than middle age? Some of the responses: the early halfway, late young adult, peak survival mode. What did those answers say about where people in that range are right now mentally?
I did this reporting just as we were coming out of the worst parts of the pandemic. So I think people really felt like they were losing their minds. So the people who did have children often had little kids. People are having kids later than kind of ever before. So many of them had childcare to deal with, but they were also caring for aging parents at the same time. So they're pulled in a million directions. They have work. Their job security was not where they wanted it to be. They were maybe still paying off student loans 15, 20 years after they graduated.
But are those things unique? I mean, listen, the list that you named,
yes,
that's the list from the beginning of time. You know, it feels like, but to this generation, in your article, your op-ed that you wrote for the New York Times, you said millennials are hitting middle age and it doesn't look like what we were promised. What was the promise?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I think people and millennials roughly were born, the oldest millennials are now in their early 40s. I'm one of them. I call myself an ancient millennial. We were raised in an era of unusual prosperity in the 90s and unusual geopolitical calm. And there were lots of predictions that would continue unabated forever. But then we become adults, we turn 18, and 9/11 happens. Then it's the Iraq War. Then it's the 2008 recession, which if you ask some, economic commentators, we still haven't recovered from. We haven't recovered our savings. And since then, obviously, there has been a lot of political turmoil, then the pandemic, and now we don't have the accrued wealth. We don't necessarily have the family structures that earlier generations have. And the difference is rents are truly higher. They are truly higher.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, before we go to break, I saw this meme and it talked about baby boomers who bought their homes for $100,000 who are selling them for $3 million.
Unbelievable.
To millennials. And so this dream of being able to have this modest but, beautiful home that you could be proud of it's not just New York.
No.
It's around the country.
I will never forget reading one of the comments on my article from a woman who was very unsympathetic. And she was like, well, my house does have 7 times its value, but millennials just need to stop whining. And I was just like, do you hear yourself?
Yeah.
Because you do intellectually understand the difference. And so maybe be a little more sympathetic.
Okay. All right. So overall, this video talks about what? Beatriz, tell me, what did you understand?
I understood that this video talk about mid midlife crisis and what they passing through, like can't afford enough money to buy a house, or they still in a career that they don't like, they don't identify, a lot of relationship issues, saving money issues. So they're debating about this and what is a other point of view to be more easygoing with this midlife rage, like Louis said. So they talk about culture too, like, oh, 40 women are not attractive like the 21 woman. And so I had a lot of things there we're debating there. It's really important.
That's good, Beatriz. That's it. And it's good that you say about the beauty and how we feel that. I would like to write here one special word the woman said. She was talking about that for women in general, it's very pressuring because they are getting old, and in men usually get old too, but society sees us a little different, like the man is still attractive, like the daddy, oh, is a daddy, or and the woman no. And she
Yeah.
has to be all beautiful and young, etc. And she mentioned the word that every time she look herself in the mirror, she sees another wrinkle é ruga, tá? And let's talk about this. I feel I'm getting old, and I know that my muscles doesn't sustain anymore the way they used to. It's like I go to the gym, I get a little stronger, but the other day my muscles is gone. And it's something that the people who reach 30s, they will feel. The muscles will be so much more fragile. And it's not just about muscles, it's about, okay, I'm getting old, I have wrinkle and everything. Uh, I would like to talk about this. Claire, how do you see yourself about the process of getting old? Claire acabou de cair. Okay, let me change the person. Luis, how do you feel about it?
Actually, I'm think more about this in this year because I will be 30 in a month, in less than a month. So I don't think too much about this, but now I'm someday I was asking my friend, she's a physiotherapist, and she works more with the
Skin?
with the skin, like a dermatologist or something. And I started to ask about how can I care of my skin and my face card and everything, because I'm getting vou lembrar, calma.
Okay.
I'm getting more preocupado. Não lembro.
Okay. The most common word for that, we say worried. Okay.
Worried.
Worried, but there is a true cognate in English you can use too, but it's a little formal, which is preoccupied. Preoccupied.
Preoccupied, yeah. And I'm very rusty, so I'm better listening, but I will try to speak with you, to talk to you. So I'm getting more preoccupied or worried about this, and I practice. I go to the gym, like 4 times in a week, I think. So, and it's been like it's been since 2022, 2021, I think. And I'm not sedentary. I know that. So I'm not very worried about this, but about my hair, I'm very, I'm very worried about my hair, and I'm worried about my skin and thinking about these things more superficial, superficial,
Superficially.
superficially.
Mm-hmm.
So, but about the other things, I'm just worried about. So I just text and send to you the term millennium rage,
Rage.
and that's a term that explain our angry, the angry of the millenniums that can't got everything that was promised to us.
Okay.
So like a big house, a great car, great salaries, and everything they are promised to us, and work with we love. Now I'm working with I love with what I love, but I'm not getting the salary that I think that I should have, but I'm not very sadly about it. I think I'm in the thinking about all the economy and all the things. I think I'm okay, but I don't have the house, the big house. I don't have the great car, and that's it. And I usually I like to uh, say this to my friends because some friends don't realize that we are all in this. All the people that I know that have like 28 and seria entre 28 e
Between
35, 36, between. Thank you. So the people that I know that have 28 between 28 or 26 or 36 or 38 or 40, I don't have this big house, don't have this great car, and I like to spread the word of um that we don't that mostly of us don't get this, and it's okay because it's not about our wait just a minute. It's not about our effort. It's about the way that we are living. It's about fight against the capitalism and break all this system, and that's it.
okay, that's all right. You talked about the you are starting to get worried about the aging process and stuff like that. I feel like it's not something that maybe our parents worried too much, like my father or etc. Because I don't know, I just feel like they were living in other era, another they didn't have these preoccupations. And one thing is that they didn't have social media, so it's a pressure they didn't have to be worried about. Okay, one thing here, it's one thing I would like to bring for the English class is between, as you say, quando a gente tá dizendo entre uma coisa e outra, a gente utiliza esse between. Temos essa palavra aqui também, que é within, tá? Então, quando eu quero dizer dentro de um certo aspecto, então, within the age of 28 and 35, então, dentro das idades. Então, within também é uma palavra muito importante aqui, between and within. And that's it. Okay, so Beatriz, do you have anything to talk about the fact of getting older? I'm sure you are not worried about it because I would like to be just like you, 21 yet. But your preoccupations or worries, they are
Actually, no.
they are others. Can you tell me about them?
Actually, no, because I think maybe I don't really look like 21. It's the other people talk about because I do ballet with 15-year-old girls. So they ask me, "Oh my God, which high school are you doing?" Or how do your test in high school? Are you making a name this year? So I feel like I'm already in college, but I don't really think about this. I think I look younger, and this is kind of annoying a little bit, but it's cool too because I think when I get old, I don't will look like old, so I don't have really concerns.
You have this because sometimes we compare ourselves with our friends. So you feel like you are a bit ahead of your friends because they are taking
Yes.
that.
Yes, they just look like women and lawyers, and I feel just a little red between them. So,
Yeah,
but it's nice to look younger.
that's right. Okay. Luis, you mentioned about between the capitalism system. How do you see this process? How do you see the yourself inserted in this process? Because I know you are like more prone to be socialist and to be. Can you share about your feelings about this?
So it's very complicated to synthesize. Meu
Okay.
Deus, eu venho com as palavras assim, né, que também não ajuda.
Mas
Mas
to sum up, you could use sum
tá,
up.
tá indo na intuição, vai sair um embromation aqui de vez em
Okay,
quando.
don't worry. Everything you say and everything you struggle to say, I'm writing here so I can teach everything later.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So I think that it's very difficult to synthesize because it's a problem that oh there is a philosophy sociology sociólogo
Sociology.
sociology
This.
that explains about this that maybe maybe have more than just one, but I like this one. He's Byung-Chul Han. He's from Seoul, South Korea, and he is a professor in Germany, and he writes a book that I like so very much. It's called I'm saying em português, Sociedade do Cansaço.
Okay.
I don't know the title in English, but maybe will be maybe it's the same words but in English.
Okay.
So in this book, I love this book, and I say this to my students,
Mm-hmm.
alunos, né?
Yes.
That this book kinda saved my life and uh, make me get. Eu não vou lembrar da palavra. Eu sei que eu sei, mas não vou lembrar. Get. Pedir demissão.
Ok. To resign. É
Eu não
diferente.
sabia não, essa daí eu não sabia não.
Resign. Eu vou escrever aqui, tá?
Certo. Ok.
Resign.
So I ask for the resign, I think. Ask for resign.
I resign. Just resign.
I resign. Just resign. Okay, I resign after read this book, and when I say that, they just, my God, what this book is about. And it's very simple, but it's things that we don't think more. It's something like that is in front of us, but we can reach or we can't see because now we have all these technologies, and he talk about this. We have all these technologies and the digital and the things in the digital, and now we have the AI. But the book is was published in 2011, 2012, I think. We don't talk about the AI, but we can relate. And he talk about we have all these things, but we don't have time, and we are not living with more quality. So it's very strange, and he talk about this. He explained about this, and he explained that the capitalism now, and I will call this like capitalismo tardio. I don't know how to say this in English.
Late.
And the late capitalism.
Mhm.
So the late capitalism have this thing, this tool that is very powerful and very simple that make us think that we have to be our best form. And I don't know what is my best form or your best form. Or, nobody knows what is our best form, but we are always trying to get this and get this, and we don't know how to get this because I think that this don't even exist. So it's very strange.
Okay.
And
Let me
okay,
clarify here.
okay.
Before I talk, there is another term for you to pedir demissão. Resign is one, and quit my job, tá? É
Quit. Thank you. Eu queria, eu tava pensando em alguma coisa, tipo assim, não era literalmente pedir demissão, mas era algo como, algo indireto, assim, mas eu ainda não consegui lembrar da palavra.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
just, I will finish. I will
Let
finish, I promise.
okay.
I'll finish now. So we have this installed inside us that we have to be our best forms in the gym, in the work, in the academy, in the whatever we have to do. We have to do the best, and it's very tiring, not tiring, tiring,
Mhm.
tiring. It's very tiring, and we can't be 10 out of 10 in every things we do. So it's very
Stressful.
stressful. Yes.
Nice. Um, so you decided to quit your job. What's your job in Serra Talhada?
I was a teacher, essay writing teacher, and Portuguese teacher in primeira classe. I love this school. It's great. It was great. But acho que em second hand, eu posso falar assim, second hand, meio que por outro lado. Second hand, it was very stressful because we are passing or struggling the pandemic era, and I work from like Monday to Monday, and was very stressful. And then when we are getting through all this, I'm realizing that okay, the things are going like more calm, but I don't think I'm calm. I'm very calm, and I think that I can't get a better salary or do more things to get a better salary. So I realized that I need to rest. Rest? Não, rest é aposentar, né?
Não.
Cansar.
Retire é aposentar. Rest tá correto.
So I need to rest and make something to me and make and create something that I could administrate and try to grow up without limits, because now I'm not very grown, but I think that in these 5 years I could grow in my city because it's a small city, okay, but the people are knowing about my work and the results, and it's very great. And I see that read this book, read this book. Yeah. Tava tentando procurar o passado. Ter lido esse livro, no caso.
Nesse caso, a gente vai dizer o passado de read é red, como se fosse vermelho, mas se
Red.
escreve de uma forma, tá?
Certo.
Então, eu deveria ter. Aí já é um passado mais complexo de present perfect. I should have read.
I should have read that book, and thank God that I read. But and I realized that was the better choice. Was the better choice that I could make in this time. In that time.
I'm very happy that you built something for yourself. And in my opinion, I really think that you can really grow up, and grow your company, not like just very good, but in your path, in your own way, in your own pace. Pace is a good word to write here, in your own pace. And because sometimes you support, you are like, okay, sometimes I think that in our head it's difficult to grow, especially because I talk about myself too, because when we come to the position of getting the boss, for example, we can feel like some crisis because something we think is not fair or is not or it is not fair for everybody. We kind of get stuck to that, but just build something that you think it could be fair for you and could be fair if you need to hire something, because maybe I think, for example, If you need someone to help you, like a secretary or like a teacher, and you think, okay, but I'm not a capitalist person, what should I do? Don't think about this. Just do what you think is best for you, because you are building something on your own values. Let's say that. It doesn't mean that you don't support the socialist thing. It's just something that we live in a capitalist world, and we should like survive and have our own things too and buy our own things too, but as long as we don't diminish other people, or we don't get them to work so much. Like I know that the most wrong thing about the society in general in the capitalist world, especially in Brazil, is to work 40 or 44 hours. I hate this. It's something, oh my God, you like wake up and go to the job and work, have one hour lunch or two and come back. I really hate this. I hate that. Don't please. So just build something that works for you. Okay, if I need somebody, I can, okay, let's see how this works, how this process. And that's how I built the So English. Of course, the So English is not a huge school, it's not a successful, and I'm not successful too. But I
No,
have some,
it is. Don't be so humble.
no, I'm not. And I'm not in kind of like so English sometimes go to crisis to financially not great questions, but there is some lows, some highs and some lows. But you in your heart know what you are trying to do, you are trying to help. And as a person and as a company, we should always think like that. This is to serve. We are here to serve people. And that's it. Try to help poor people when they cannot buy your courses. I'm sure that you already have some kind of scholarships, or and you are doing great. You are doing beautiful. And if you if you want to go to the digital world, just do it. Just go it slowly. You can do something like a hybrid, like you are teaching there in the classroom while someone is recording and people are watching you. So you cannot do you don't need necessarily to do one class here in the person in one class online. There maybe if you think about you can like mix the things up to help you. But I'm sure regardless, boa, regardless, é uma boa palavra, eu vou notar aqui. Regardless of our system, if whether it's socialism or capitalism or whatever it is, we should be here in this life to be happy, to have a good life, to have everything, to have like everything worked out. You should have money. You should raise money to build your house if you want, to get a car, to leave your city maybe if you want to. Everything you want to do, you should be able to do that and that. I'm pretty sure about that. Of course, we need to think about all the people who can't do that, but someday, somehow, especially by education, which is our niche, they should get there too. They should go. They should try to do. But my advice for you is do the things how you should, how you think you should build. That's it.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think like you in this, I think that we all have to be happy in this life, and we have to find ways to to be happy, even with are struggling with this or that, but we have to do something about this. And I think that I'm trying to do this and to be more and to be less actually and to be less culpado. I guilty to have less guilty. I provide, I don't know, supply or provide these scholarships to be less guilty,
Yes.
about this, and so I can, um, like, so I can cobrar, eu posso
It depends. Charge for
cobrar
more.
um pouco mais, no caso, eu quero dizer.
Okay. Charge. Charge a little
So
more.
I can charge more and be fair with me too,
Yes.
because I'm trying to be a great teacher. So I think that I need to be recognized in this way too. So your advice is very great, and I agree with this. And I think that Beatriz
It's a little left out because of this, but she's not. I'm going to call her now. Beatriz, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey.
ela, meu Deus, esses adultos chatos falando coisas chatas.
No, no, you have valid thoughts. It was really interesting, this conversation. I think I learned a lot with that. It was really cool.
Good, good, Beatriz. So every time you are in law school, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Eu tenho um caderno aqui com o nome de todo mundo, aí eu preciso ficar olhando. Okay. In this sense, we are talking about entrepreneurship, que é isso de você ser um pouco de empreendedor. And as a lawyer, I think you need us to be a little about this because not necessarily, but if you don't work for an office, you will work for yourself, right, Beatriz?
Right.
Yeah. And do you have something in mind about this already? Like, okay, I should have a stable job and work for others, and that's fine. Or I should have my own clients. How do you think this process?
Actually, I don't think at all to be a lawyer. I don't like this way in the law school.
Okay.
I really I don't like being like, oh my God, so public in social media and do this part of entrepreneurship and business. I really think about public service exam or doing something in other ways, like being a professor, maybe. But lawyer, right now, I don't think at all in this line.
Especially because you are not titled, you are not limited to what just one area of your studies. I'm sure there is
Yeah.
a huge field for you to feel and to do this. That's nice. But if you ever need to work for yourself, just have in mind that you can do it, and I mean, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be fair for you. And coming back to Luis, we were like educated in the public system, and especially in Serra Talhada. And I can see that many people who come from WAST, we have this kind of socialist mind because of our professors and because of our influences, and that's okay. But I was talking to Vito some days ago about this. and how we are kind of influenced in this context. Because, for example, the professors in the university, they obviously could criticize the capitalism and everything, but it is pretty comfortable to criticize a system and to say that you should not do that or you should do this when their salaries are like the top of the city, right? Like they earn 10,000, more than 10,000 that, and we should be aware of this. We should be critical to that. Okay, you are telling us that we should not have these kind of like professional, or we should not act like that. But sometimes it's not for everybody to follow their path, to follow their careers, to like to get the master, doctor, and to be the professor. Because for them, that's what success is, and everything that is not this, it's like it's not it's not the right thing. It's not the right thing. So we should be aware of that, because they are very comfortable with their salaries and their stuffs, and of course they are they can criticize the system and everything, but we should be critical of how they earn their money and how are they in the pyramid compared to us, compared to the people, compared to the capitalist people, like the people who are selling courses like me and you. We have to sell every day or every month. And I especially I hate to be on the marketing side to sell things, to say, hey guy, this is Jefferson, you should study here because, but we need that, like we need to sell, because if I don't, I'm not, I'm not, I didn't follow the path to study for the public exam, and by that I am inserted in the capitalist and I have to sell, I have to hire other people to help me to sell, and it's very complicated. But it is our way. It is okay. We have to do this. I'm here, and you have your salary every month, and we don't. Sometimes we have certain money, sometimes we have less, sometimes we have more, and that's how it is. We should not be like attached to everything we were taught in school, in university, and everything. Of course, I appreciate everything I was taught in school, and the critical things we should have about the society. And I really have these critical things about the capitalistic, especially about people who have to leave early to get a 40 hours job, or even 44 to come back, and stuff like that. And I don't agree with this too. But on the other side, we have to have our life. And I think it's funny because we are inserted in social media, and we can see like that. Okay, these people who are the most criticizing people about the capitalistic world, they are the ones who are traveling, who are going abroad, who are having the things they should have. They are buying houses, but we are not seeing, and they are on the top of the salaries. And I think, okay, is that how the world is? Is all right. You criticize everything. You want equality salaries for everybody, but your salary is not it's like the average. It's so high, it's so much higher above that. And you should be aware of that too.
Yes, I understand you, and I see this. I see this, and I understand. And actually, I'm not socialist. I'm not identify
With socialism.
like I'm not identify like a socialist or a communist because I don't uh, learn enough about this to say that like I'm socialist or I'm communist. And I think similar about this because it's very comfortable to criticize the system when we are in a safe place.
Yes.
But I kind of understand
There.
they because I think that we should have the both sides
Of course.
in the university.
Mhm.
I think that we don't just have two sides. Actually, we have like so many sides, and would be great. But I think that I'm relate with uma pauta socialista. Pauta, meu Deus, como falar isso?
How that the teacher doesn't know too, but I'm going to get now.
Essa é muito.
Specific, right?
Sim.
Just a moment. Agenda. Nice.
Agenda. So the socialist agenda, socialism agenda. I'm relate with this with the we have to fight against the social inequality. So, but I hate to sell my product when I have to. Sorry,
I hate to sell too.
I hate to sell my product, but because when I have to sell, I have to show like this is the note of the note the grade the grade of my students, and so you can have this too. But it's not my grade, you know. I just can have one grade per year. So, but it how it works, and I can't do anything about this. But in your case, in my case too, but in your case, I think that you can just have this, and I think you have this inside you, that the sure that you are making a great job and a great work, and you are, and the people need to know English to grow up in a lot of space. So I think that it could be something that you could attach. Acho que você entendeu o que eu quis dizer. And to me, it's just about this. But I know that when I'm selling and I'm not very comfortable. I'm more comfortable when people come to me.
Yes.
But when I have to go and sell my fish, I think that deve ter uma expressão disso em inglês, não vai saber. When I have to sell my product, I'm not very comfortable, but I know that okay, that's the way that it works, and I don't like it. But I know that when people come to learn with me, I know that I'm not the best, and I don't know if we have the best teacher in the world that could, you know. But I know that I could make a great work, and if even if these students are not very interested in the classes, uh, he or she they will learn something that will be important, because I believe in what I believe in the things that I discuss in the classes. You know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
And I think that you believe in what you're doing.
Mhm.
So when I'm not very comfortable, I remember, no, okay, I need money, and
Mhm.
that's important. But but also I need money, but also I believe in what I'm doing, além, no caso,
Beyond.
beyond this moment, and this is something that I get attached. Eu tô com essa expressão na cabeça aí. Me diz se deu certo esse get attached.
Aham. Pode ser. Nesse caso, você só precisa dizer, tipo assim, você quer ficar preso lá, né? Tipo, está.
Meio que me agarrar, né? Aquilo,
Aham.
aquela
You
ideia.
can say that. Get attached. Deixa eu escrever aqui. Attached. E o to depois. Eles vêm casado. Attached.
Okay, get attached to. Attached.
That's nice. Okay, very
So
nice.
that's it.
Very good. We have these jobs to do, and we are doing the way we can. In the process, we are building. It's like we are fixing the tire, the tipo o pneu, tire é pneu, tá? The tire while the car is going. A gente está consertando o carro
Yes,
enquanto ele está indo, and that's it. That's my life.
yes.
Okay, that is nice. Let me see here. I was finishing this conversation class if I covered everything. Okay, I have the thing here. One special word I would like to remember you, or if you don't know yet, is to teach you postpone. Postpone.
Post on.
Isso. Beatriz, do you remember what's postpone? Postpone.
Actually, I don't remember, teacher.
Okay, that's correct. That's okay. We'll be back here. Postponing thing. Postpone is the act. We have procrastinate, which is so similar to Portuguese, and postpone is a little similar. Postpone things é adiar. Tudo que for adiado é postpone, né? Procrastinate, it's a little similar, but it's different. And because we have so much processes going on at the same time, we have studies, we have our job, we have relationships. It's very common in our life to postpone important decisions. And I would like to ask you, Beatriz, have you ever postponed an important decision in your life?
Yes, for sure. I
Can you
think
share?
I think my college like changing the time of my classes is a decision that I'm postponing. I don't know if this is right. So,
Yeah.
uh, changing high school was a decision that I postponed.
Mhm.
So, had a lot of little things that I made this, or even in relationship too. So, I think that's it.
Okay, that's nice. Luis, is there anything in your life right now that you have been postponing?
Of course, and this class is the resume of this because I was postponing to learn English better, or um you understand me.
No, I'm here to help you. You're postponing your.
Seria melhorar minha improve my
Mhm.
conversation. So this is a example, but I have a lot. I love postponing. I love this. If I can postpone the postponing. I will postpone. So, eu nem sei se fez sentido, mas é isso aí.
That's
But
right.
I have to try to end this cycle, you know,
Uh-huh.
because things happens when we get moved. It sounds like uh, a sheep. Você falou que era ditado a sheep saying,
Uh-huh.
but make sense. If we don't have some decisions and make some moves, our life just pause. So that's it. But I'm ending this. I just uh, in the in the Friday in the
Last Friday.
last Friday, I just end this. I just start to end this, and I'm trying to end this in every space in my life, not a space, but in every area of my life. I'm trying to do this,
Very
and I'm
good.
feeling and I'm feeling more happy. You know?
Nice. Very nice. Feeling better about this.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, when the pandemic come, uh, everyone had to postpone many things because of the pandemic. I was the I mean I was the most affected by the pandemic. I didn't have plans to build so English at all. I didn't know what to do with my life. I am very adventurous, very, very, very adventurous. And if you say, Jeff, there is a job for you in the other side of the world, do you want to come and say, I will go? And that it is how was So English built. I really like China. Everything about China. I love China. I love Japan. I love Asia. I love Thailand. And I have this kind of dream in my life that I will go there someday yet. And because of China, they need so much English teachers. Before the pandemic, I was doing interviews to go to China. To go to China. And I would go. I was pretty sure that I was almost ended in China. But then the pandemic came and I had to postpone this idea because I didn't know when the airplane would be open and stuff like that. And I started So English. I started to help students, to help everybody. And I knew once I start So English, it's going to be very hard for me to go to China to do this because very complicated. You have to build every lesson and stuff like that. But it's something I have in my mind yet. Not specifically going to China, but to have this kind of adventurous job and go someplace just at least for 6 months or 1 year to teach or to have other job and come back. But it was something inside of me to go there and to teach and go back. And if everyone here or especially you who are used to teach already, there are many places we can go to teach and to teach English, to teach refugees, que é refugiados. There are many volunteer organizations we can go. And I really like this kind of environment of kind of adventures because we are so attached to our life in general, our routine, just work, and get our money and do the things and to buy grocery foods, to go to the gym, da, 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 that sometimes it's very important to break like the routine to say, okay, guys, I'm taking a year out, I'm leaving, I will come back later, bye bye, see you. I'm really like I am really like this person. I'm sure that nowadays it's a little more complicated because I have Woods on and we share a life and I cannot do this like at once, they have pain. But it's something that everybody should try to do it. Beatriz, you mentioned that you wanted to do a scholar interchange program. I'm not sure where you would like to go. Can you?
Actually, it's just like changing the time of my classes because I study at night and I'm thinking about study for at the day
No, but
because
before,
I think
not today. In
oh
other
yeah.
classes, told me that you would like to live abroad for some months. I'm right?
Oh yeah, I have this dream to do graduation in another country. I don't know. I'm passionate about France, and I did a little bit of French graduation. So I have this dream to study something or just, I don't know, make something in other time to learn. And I have this dream. I think it's amazing there or in other country too. But French is my dream right now.
In France.
France, yeah.
The French is the language. Okay, that's important. That's very nice. One of my roles, boa palavra, deixa eu escrever aqui. Roles, assim, que é papéis, funções. One of my roles here as a teacher and as an English teacher is to make you dream, to make you want to go to other countries, to make you want to start a new journey, and even for a short period. My dream is like every student I have, they should go abroad. You need to. It's very important to have this kind of environment, international environment. It is like it's something you should do once in a lifetime. Uma vez na vida, you have to. It doesn't matter where you go. If it is an English-speaking country, you can go to Argentina, to go to Chile. It doesn't matter, but just go to live there. Not just to visit like a tourist. It's okay, so it is. But if you have this experience to live there, to live the culture, to learn a little bit about the language, to conversate with foreign people, it's awesome and something that I inspire every student I have. Just plan this. How do you like to have? If you would like to have a scholarship or to live by yourself or to have a volunteer work. I have some students that you can exchange your job, like you are living in a hotel and you, let's say, you can wash the dishes in the morning, you can clean the hotel in the afternoon, you are free to do whatever you want. So there are many options you can choose, and I always will inspire you to do that. It's very important. You should do this. Very nice, guys. We had a very nice conversation today. Luis, what are your plans for this weekend?
For this weekend, I actually I don't have plans. I just realized that I don't make plans. But in the last week I trip to Arco Verde, so I think that I'm okay. It's
Mhm.
okay
Yeah, to be
to be
home
in
is
at my house.
it's very good too. I really love to be home. And these days I'm very a little tired because there is San João and I need to go to my family's house, and every weekend I have to go. Now it will be my niece's birthday, and I don't really like to go every weekend and to travel every week. I don't like. I need sometimes I need a weekend just to stay alone, just stay by myself.
I
That's
understand you. Como é que eu posso dizer? Eu me sinto assim, não, é tipo,
I can
eu meio que sou assim, can relate, I can relate.
identifico, or I'm like this too. You can say
I'm
that,
like this, yeah. Sometimes I need me time. I love this expression, inclusive,
by
me
the way.
time.
Okay, that's it. And you, Beatrice, how are you playing? I know that every time I ask you and you say, I'm going to rest, teacher, I'm so tired. Is that the
But
same?
this time is going to be different.
Oh,
Actually, I'm in a small town right now in my parents' house, so I'm going to some concerts to this final of São João. So not
oh,
enough sleep for me these days.
nice. Okay, I know you live in Maceió, but you
Yeah.
are from Paulo Afonso.
Yes. Your
Nice.
notebook have everything, teacher.
Yes, I really need to have this information to conversate with you. I have to have this. Nice. Paulo Afonso, there are some rivers from the
Yeah, São Francisco.
nice. I
But
would
we
Very
only have
beautiful.
this. It's only this. In Finnish, Paulo Afonso has the rivers, and that's it.
okay. But I will go to Paulo Afonso one day just to get to know.
Yeah, have the chef here. I don't know if you know about it.
Uh,
It's like some cachoeiras. I don't know how to say this in English, but
water.
it's kind of nice too.
Nice. That's
It's
nice.
very beautiful.
Yeah.
When I was like 10, I could visit the chef because
Oh,
it was
nice.
more open to people visit uh, there. So it's very beautiful.
Yes.
Vale a pena, vale muito a pena conhecer.
Uhum.
Yes,
Como é que diz
nice.
vale a pena em
What
inglês?
word?
It is
I
worth.
know that word, but just that word.
Worth it? Worth it?
Worth it?
Uh-huh. It is
Worth it. Like the 50 Harmony song.
Yes.
Okay.
worth it. Very
Well,
nice.
just let me ask a question to Beatriz. What concert are you going in this weekend?
Act, 28th has this concert for Murilo Hufi and other ones that I don't know. But I'm going just for fun, with my friends. I think it's going to be cool. Mas os shows aqui que a prefeitura botou são péssimos.
Foi só pela curiosidade pra saber o que é que tava rolando esse ano aí em Paulo
É,
Afonso.
mas na
But
Copa vai ser
enjoy
legal.
every second.
Yeah, for sure.
The end of the festa junina. So enjoy.
Thank you.
Very nice, guys. Before I let you out, we need to review today's vocabulary. Okay. Luis,
Okay.
undergrad and graduate student.
Undergrad is the students that are in the process of graduating, and graduate students are the students that finish the graduate but are in the post graduation. I guess.
Yes, correct. That's correct. All right. Beatriz, wrinkle, worried, preoccupied.
Wrinkle é ruga, worried é tipo assim, preocupado também, é mesmo. Worry about it. E preoccupied is similar as worried.
That's
I
correct.
think.
Mm-hmm. Luis, between, within, and effort.
Okay, between and within, it's something like entre, but within is different. And I will research more the context and porque deve ter outros, né? A gente tava ali na conversation e
Within
aí
é meio que dentro de um aspecto, dentro de uma variedade,
uma
entende?
variação.
Uhum.
Entendi. And effort is esforço, né?
Isso. Eu só vou precisar conferir aqui para eu ter 100% certeza, porque você está dizendo effort, but I think it's effort.
Effort.
Isso,
Eu tenho
mas
essa mania de botar um i todo começo de palavra com e.
Effort.
Eu
effort.
tava falando
O inglês não tem
effort.
regra, né? E aí o geral, o correto mesmo seria ir. Mas como o inglês é chato, aí é isso mesmo. Effort. Isso. Aí nós temos aqui sum up and synthesize and summarize. Esses três para resumir, sintetizar, dar um resumo geral. Sum up, summarize, synthesize. A gente em português fala sintetizar e pode trazer um pouco o synthesize, mas não é. É synthesize com C, com S. E aí, para pedir demissão, you can quit, I quit my job, or resign. Resign, que é demissão mesmo, demitir. Read, esse read tá aqui não por causa do ler em si, mas por causa do passado, que é read. Então, eu li um livro, I read a book. Pace, your pace, que é o seu ritmo, o seu, né, o seu próprio passo ali, seu próprio ritmo. Regardless é uma palavra muito importante, we use in English, a gente usa para dizer independentemente, regardless, sempre, sempre, tá? A guilt, culpa, guilty, culpado, então, I feel guilty about this, it's more common. Charge, quando você quer cobrar, né, de dinheiro, cobrar alguma coisa. Agenda, a gente viu que é a pauta, né? Vou botar até
Uhum.
pauta social, the social agenda, for example. Beyond, além, get attached to, ficar anexado àquilo. A gente pode dizer também, dependendo do sentido, get stuck to it. Ou stick to it, tá preso, aqui é um sentido mais um pouco negativo. Postpone, de adiar, waterfalls, que o Beatriz acabou de esquecendo, cachoeiras, e vale a pena, it's worth it, it's worth it, it's worth, or it's all worth também. Very nice, guys. So that's okay. Next class, I will bring other topics so we can talk about. We are in the middle of, not in the middle, but in the beginning of the advanced levels. So, but this level is called advanced level, advanced conversations level. So that's it. Let's take our picture.
Just a
Question.
question. Tem algum material, alguma coisa que tu me recomendaria para eu dar uma lembrada assim no vocabulário mais básico? Quer dizer, eu tô assistindo série e tal, mas eu pensei numa coisa mais tipo um livro que seja numa linguagem meio que mediana, alguma coisa assim que me ajuda, sabe, a lembrar dessas coisas que a gente, dessas expressões que a gente usa mais comumente.
Ok.
Se você tiver, depois você me manda alguma coisa.
Tá, eu posso te mandar alguns. Eu não sei se você. Tu recebeu algum material desse livro, desse nível?
Ainda não. Eu fiz o pagamento agora há pouco antes da aula. Aí acho que.
A gente tem um material mais para aulas estruturais mesmo. Como essas aulas
Uhum.
são um pouco mais de conversation, acaba que foge um pouquinho do material. Mas a gente
Pode
tem
ser
um
uma série também, tipo, com vocabulário legal.
mais básico, entendi.
Um podcast.
Ah, entendi. Beleza. Eu vou te passar aqui. Inclusive, eu tinha algumas séries que dava para mais básico assim. Mas uma que eu já posso dizer agora que eu gostava bastante de acompanhar e que é bastante fácil por causa do público é a Lenda de Aang, Avatar.
Hum,
Você assiste em inglês, é muito bom, muito
ah,
interessante.
sim, vai ser ótimo.
E eu tava falando no grupo também com Luana, Young Sheldon também, que é muito importante, que é muito legal assistir, porque a linguagem vai ser um pouco. Tem muitos ali, né, muitos sotaques de Texas, mas é muito interessante você assistir também. Então, por enquanto, Young Sheldon, Avatar, Lenda de Aang, assiste, vai notando cada palavra no cada dia ali. Eu tenho um tópicozinho no chat GPT que é called Vocabulary Series. Então, tô assistindo lá, apareceu essa palavra, já coloco lá, ele já me diz o que é, então fica lá guardado, então é uma boa também. Ou você pode.
Perfeito, ótima dica.
Ok,
Ok,
let's
ok.
in 3, 2, só um minuto que minha coisa ficou um pouco. Bora. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much, guys, and have a nice weekend. Enjoy Beatriz, Paul Afonso, and your family.
Thank you, teacher.
And bye bye. See you next class, guys.
Bye
Bye.
bye.